It is in my pleasure to welcome you all to this occasion. The members of the Kent Street Senior High School community congratulate and farewell our students and celebrate their successes. I now invite you to stand to welcome the class of 2023. Please show your appreciation with applause. Please remain standing and join us in singing the national anthem.
La
Please be seated. I would now like to invite Year 12 students Linda and Jaden up to the stage to present an acknowledgement of country.
Kaya Nunuku Wanji.
Hello everyone and welcome.
Wajak Nunga Wajak. Yiring Kora Kora, Yeyi Wekalahu Nan Cottage. Nija Boya, Wajak Nunga Mo Wajak Mortage. When Nunga Mo Mortage, Kora Kora, Yeyi Wemila. Nan Jerben Cottage.
I acknowledge this is Wajak Noongar country from the creation time to now and always. I acknowledge and I am proud of the strength of our Wajak Noongar ancestors and elders and extend my respect to all Noongar peoples past, present and future.
Thank you, Linda and Jody. On behalf of Kent Street Senior High School, I thank you all for attending and formally acknowledge our special guests. Ms. Hannah Beasley, MLA, Member of Victoria Park ALP. Mayor Karen Vernon, Town of Victoria Park Mayor. Mr. John Ayling, Chairperson of the Kentian Society. Mr. David Price, Guest Speaker. Mr. Rod Della Vedova, Chemistry Prize Donor. Ms. Sayan Penduliv, President, Kent Street Senior High School, PNC. Ms. Peter Pring, Vice President, Kent Street Senior High School, PNC. Mr. Travis Miller, Principal of Victoria Park Primary School. Mr. Richard Walters, Principal of Lathlane Primary School. Ms. Susie Urbanake, Member of the Australian Institute of Geoscientists, Western Australia. Ms. Kate Wilson, Principal of Kent Street. Deputy Principal Craig Lynch. Staff, parents, families, and most importantly, the class of 2023. We invite Ms. Kate Bolton, the principal at Kent Street Senior High School, to address our Year 12 leaders.
Good evening everyone and welcome to this very special occasion. Before I begin, I too wish to show my respect and acknowledge the traditional custodians, elders past and present, whose cultures and customs have nurtured and continue to nurture the land upon which we meet this evening, Wajak Noongar country. I would also like to welcome and acknowledge all invited guests, teachers and most importantly our Year 12 graduates. And also a very warm welcome to the parents, guardians and family members of the graduating class of 2023. This is a very proud moment for you as you watch your children reach a significant milestone in their lives. Year 12 students, tonight we celebrate the success and hard work that's gone into completing 13 years of schooling. You've made it. Congratulations. What a very special group of young people you are. You are a group who respects one another, no matter how different you may be, and look for the positive in every experience. Here you are, just a couple of short hours from closing a significant chapter in your lives. Now is the perfect time for you to take a moment and reflect upon your achievements as your journey at Kent Street Senior High School is about to end. Upon your entry into Kent Street, your teachers set you the task of being your best self at all times and making every moment count, both inside and outside the classroom. We can now see you accepted their challenge, and I hope you feel happy and contented with the choices you have made. The school is immensely proud of you and the actions you have taken to improve your skills, challenge your thinking, and step outside your comfort zone. My advice to you is to continue to do that always. Over the course of the past 13 years, years, you have demonstrated that you are all stars who have shone in some way. Nobody is outstanding in everything, but you are all brilliant at something. You, Year 12, have strengths beyond your years. I am extremely confident all of you will make a difference in our world and find your true calling in life, or in this day and age, callings, where you may take many paths and have many careers. There have undoubtedly been many highlights throughout your time at Kent Street. However, the school's proudest moments are grounded in the fact that you care for others and work together to show gratitude for what you have been given. You accept challenges without fear of judgment, as you are all comfortable being who you are. The amazing manner in which you support and praise each other is most uplifting. I'm sure the school community feels honoured and proud to know you all. I certainly do. This evening, we must also acknowledge the work of your dedicated teachers. Teachers who have been most passionate about your education, always striving to give you the best possible learning opportunities and experiences. By setting high expectations, challenging the pedestrian, and most importantly, their insistence on your personal best at all times. This has prepared you for life and success beyond Kent Street. I'm certain it is indeed most gratifying for your teachers to see that you, our 2023 Year 12 graduates, have matured and become skills proficient, ready to tackle and further your lifelong learning. I'm also certain your teachers feel privileged to have watched your progress and success. A particular acknowledgement must go to Miss Julie Miller, your year coordinator. She has nurtured you as if you were her own and wiped your tears, whilst helping you to build the resilience required to sail through the rest of your lives. She has taught you that challenges are what make life interesting, and overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. We thank Miss Miller for her unwavering commitment to you and your success, socially, emotionally and academically. We must also acknowledge Miss Helena Reichel, our Senior School Deputy Principal. As you all know, Miss Reichel absolutely loves a good analogy, and it is the meaning behind those analogies that has demonstrated her unwavering commitment to you and her desire for you to be the best you can be and make the most of every opportunity placed before you. I'm certain you will look back fondly on Miss Reichel's analogies, and we thank her for her inspiration, dedication and words of wisdom. Year 12. There are strong synergies with our school's motto and the guiding principle I encourage you to adopt in your academic, professional and personal lives from here on. Have the courage to achieve. As Sir Richard Branson says, if somebody offers you an amazing opportunity and you're not sure you can do it, say yes and learn how to do it later. As you start the next chapter of your lives, there is so much for you to look forward to. Take risks. Think differently. Hold true to yourself, your work ethic and your humility. It is these qualities that will guide you further on your journey. Surround yourself with bright and energetic people, as they will challenge you to do your best and elevate your thinking. You are already willing and more than able to grasp the torch we bestow upon you. May your years ahead continue to be characterised by empathy, compassion, objectivity and a willingness to step outside your comfort zone. May you always lead by example and work hard. May your successes be many and your tribulations few and far between. My final words to you are, always remember the effect you have on others is the most valuable currency there is. Congratulations and farewell, Year 12. I wish you everything you so richly deserve in the years ahead. It has been an absolute privilege to know you all. Please join with me in acknowledging our 2023 Year 12 graduates.
Thank you, Miss Wilson. The Year 12 leaders will each now be presented with their Kent Street sash. The Year 12 homeroom teachers will introduce their students, and I invite you to observe the screen as each student is presented. Miss Kate Wilson and Miss Julie Miller, please join us on stage to do the honours. Mr. Wilson, please present your homeroom students of 1201.
Peter Alexander. Peter's favourite memory from Kent Street was the Moore River Canoe Camp out to read. Peter hopes to be a little bit taller and feature as a firefighter in firefighter magazines in the future. Diego Arrelia Gutierrez. Diego's most memorable moment from Kent Street was the Year 11's physics excursion. In 10 years' time, Diego hopes to be driving a Porsche 992 Turbo S. Eve Barrett. Eve's memorable moment from Kent Street was when she walked into an air-conditioned unit on the way to sport and got concussed. In 10 years' time, Eve hopes to work as a paediatric nurse at PCH. Aidan Beamish. Aidan's favourite memory is the eventual trip for physics. Aidan hopes to be looking jacked and going to the gym every day in the future. Kaylin Bennett. Kaylin's most memorable moment at Kent Street was Peter tackled her into the bush on the Year 11 Adelaide camp. Kaylin thinks she'll still be trying to figure out what stoichiometry is in 10 years' time. Kate Bosnich. Kate's most treasured memory from high school was watching the 2023 solar eclipse with her earth science class. In 10 years' time, Kate hopes to be enjoying her life and moved out with a British short-haired cat. William Burrell. William's favourite memory from school was Anne vs Rico's friendly boxing match. William thinks you'll find the cats in 10 years' time. Alexander Christensen. Alexander's most memorable moment is tonight, the graduation ceremony. In the future, Alexander hopes to be driving a Lamborghini Contact, possibly a rental. Tishering Georgie. Tishering's moment from Kent Street was the Year 11 ATAR Geography Camp's Rottnest. In 10 years' time, Tishering sees herself becoming a therapist who is in need of therapy herself. Ella Gallagher. Ella's favourite memory from Kent Street is playing solitaire and uni-ready while Macy told her off repeatedly for not doing work. In the future, Ella hopes to join in the hospital working in the emergency department as a qualified registered nurse. Thonglai Go. Thonglai's most memorable moment from Kent Street are going crazy over in the library. In 10 years' time, Thonglai has no idea what he'll be up to. Pranavan Goyden. Pranavan thinks there are too many favourite memories from Kent Street to decide just one. In 10 years' time, Pranavan hopes to be successful and rich. Bruce Gould. Bruce Gould's memorable moment was watching the Ningaloo solar eclipse. Bruce imagines himself in a boat catching big fish in 10 years' time. Mary Hall. Mary's memorable moment at Kent Street was making late microwave Moors in the Year 9 Jugabed camp. In 10 years, Mary sees herself either making bank and paying off a mortgage or sleeping on a park bench. Hannah Amiti. Hannah's memorable moment at Kent Street was when Anne and Rico had a friendly boxing match. Hannah hopes to make her working in a good job in 10 years' time. Lara Husu. Lara's favourite memory from Kent Street was meeting the people that she now calls her best friends. In the future, Lara is confident she will achieve all her goals and aspirations somewhere around the world. Karina Luce. Karina's favourite memory from school was every Thursday and Friday at TAFE in 2022. In 10 years' time, Karina hopes to be living her best life in Dubai, travelling and experience the world with her own business and $1 million in her account. Lemakani Kahiri. Emmy's favourite moment in Kent Street was the 2023 England tour. In 10 years, Lemmy hopes to be self-employed entrepreneur. Tatiana Ramadani. Tatiana's favourite memory from Kent Street was Zara, Kelzang, Afreen and herself were singing Stay by Black Creek for music. In the future, Tatiana sees herself racing with Zara in an R3-4 GTR Skyline. Mary Stewart. Mary's memorable moment from school was Year 11 Rottnest Geography Camp and farting cockers. In 10 years' time, Mary hopes to work as an environmental lawyer. Mohammed Salim. Mohammed's memorable moment in Kent Street was the Year 12 volleyball tournament. In the future, Mohammed hopes to still be playing volleyball with the pros. Brenna Way. Brenna's memorable moment from school was sneaking out of the Duke Air cabin to eat ice cream. In 10 years' time, Brenna thinks she will still be in denial. Eugene Wongchat. Eugene's favourite memory from school was the Year 12 ball night. Eugene sees himself working a 9 to 5 in the future. Tasia Puri-Perez, Warwick, Australia. Tasia's memorable moment in Kent Street was a Year 12 ball. In 10 years, Tasia sees herself driving an all-black AMG, living in a nice house with a pet giraffe. Timothy Yates. Tim's memorable moment in Kent Street was when Eamon broke his arm. In the future, Tim sees himself working as a professional money mover. Nordine Zomba. Nordine's favourite memory at school was when Miss Miller chasing her around for honour practice. In 10 years' time, Nordine sees herself alive and living.
Mr. Mustard, please present your homeroom students of 1202.
Jafar Al-Absali. Jafar's memorable moment at Kent Street was the outdoor ed camp in Year 10. In 10 years' time, Jafar hopes to be stuck in the matrix working a 9 to 5. Nicholas Bozich. Nicholas's most memorable moment at Kent Street was watching the 2023 solar eclipse. In 10 years' time, Nicholas hopes to be working in an engineering job. Alora Bull. Alora's favourite memories from Kent Street were all her photography and art classes with Jaden and Ella. In the future, Alora sees herself taking care of her family with a well-paying job and living a happy life. Gia Kapang Pangeng. Gia's favourite memory of school was home time. In the future, Gia sees herself as far away from high school as possible. Ezekiel Carpio. Ezekiel's most memorable moment at Kent Street was training for and playing the volleyball tournament in Year 12. In 10 years' time, Ezekiel hopes to be flying internationally and staying in hotels for free. John Lloyd Condes. John Lloyd's memorable moment at school was creating many inside jokes with friends that they will all hate and or love. In 10 years' time, John Lloyd thinks he'll be crying while on his lunch break working as a nurse. Ian Haytham. Aisha's most memorable moment at Kent Street was her friendly boxing match with Rico. In 10 years' time, Ian thinks she will be at the casino. Harrison Hayne. Harrison's memorable moment at Kent Street was when Eamon broke Tim's arm. In the future, Harrison sees himself enjoying the good life. Dennis Imam. Dennis's most memorable moment at Kent Street was being the ball king. In 10 years' time, Dennis will be wondering how his 18-year-old self could have expected what's happened in the past 10 years. Emre Istil. Emre's favourite memory from Kent Street was the showdown with the Joker. In 10 years' time, Emery sees himself protecting Gotham City. I'm vengeance. Nathan Capiapa. Nathan's memorable moment from Kent Street was the Year 12 ball and his first aviation lesson. In the future, Nathan hopes to be flying planes and doing what he loves. Tyson Kelly. Tyson's favourite memory from school was his Year 8 drama class. Tyson hopes to be out of here in the near future. Rico Curtin. Rico's memorable moment at Kent Street was his professional boxing match with Ian. In 10 years' time, Rico hopes to be having dinner with Jay-Z. Ali Khalil. Ali's favourite memory from school was also the friendly boxing match between Ian versus Rico. In the future, Ali hopes to be driving a working Mercedes. Nontafat Kamlan. Nontafat's most memorable moment at Kent Street was the Year 10 cricket camp. In 10 years' time, Nontafat thinks he will probably still be welding for a living. Shahir Khan. Shahir's memorable moment from school was not being allowed to go to Year 12 ball, but turning up anyway for the photos because his white suit was the best. In the future, Shahir sees himself admiring himself in the mirror. Toby Leeson. Toby's favourite memory from Kent Street was welding steel plates to Mr. Nichols' bench. In 10 years' time, Toby hopes to be having a cold beverage on the tractor. Josh Minoj. Josh's most memorable moment at Kent Street was being the scoring game winner against the Year 11s at lunch. In 10 years' time, Josh hopes to be at a resort in Hawaii. Byron McLaughlin. Byron's memorable moment from Kent Street was when the school thought he was the technician. In the future, Byron hopes to be working as a plumber, but also as a jack of all trades. Mustafa Mohammed. Mustafa's favourite memory from school was the athletics carnivals. In 10 years' time, Mustafa hopes to be married with kids and working a good job or self-employed. Kelzane Palden. Kelzane's memorable moment from Kent Street was walking to school late with Zomba Boss and doing rubbish duty together. In 10 years' time, Kelzane sees herself living life. Timothy Rattenberry. Timothy's favourite memory at school was ripping around in the EV carts and nearly hitting teachers' cars. In the future, Timothy hopes to be working as a licensed aircraft maintenance engineer. Blake Sorensen. Blake's favourite memory from Kent Street was being with all of his old friends messing around. In 10 years' time, Blake thinks he will be stressed about life. Shiley Samansky. Shiley's favourite memories from Kent Street include making a music video in media, getting burnt in hospitality in Year 11 while deep frying, and making inside jokes with her friends. In the future, Shiley hopes to be alive and getting that cash. Isaac Wong. Isaac's memorable moment from Kent Street was Mrs. Nadu always asking, "Were you late today, boys?" In 10 years' time, Isaac hopes to be fulfilling God's plan. Ian Zayas. Ian's most memorable moments at Kent Street were playing volleyball at recess and lunch. In 10 years' time, Ian hopes to have an Australian passport.
Mrs. Kelly, please present your homeroom students of 1203.
Thank you. It's my pleasure and privilege to introduce these young people. Chloe Ainsworth. Chloe is currently kicking off her cricket career playing for the Scorchers. So it's not with us tonight. Troy's most memorable moments at Kent Street were the Year 11 soccer matches. In 10 years' time, Oliver sees himself becoming a scratch golfer. Mitchell Brooks. Mitchell's favourite memory from school was going to day 5 of the Ashes Test match at Edgbaston with the whole of the 2023 UK tour group. In the future, Mitchell hopes to become a primary school PE teacher. Felicity Carmichael. Felicity's memorable moment at Kent Street was playing Andy's home in Mr. Lyon's Year 8 science class. In 10 years' time, Felicity hopes to be travelling, preferably around Europe. Ashley Clune. Ashley's favourite memories from school are her Year 11 maths classes. In 10 years' time, Ashley will be driving a white AMG with a pet turtle. Benjamin Corrigan. Ben's most memorable moment from Kent Street was the English Cricket Tour 2023. In the future, Benjamin hopes to be working as an electrician. Aiken Gianfrancesco. Aiken's most memorable moment at Kent Street was flying over Antarctica and building his values in core. In 10 years' time, Aiken hopes to have his brand, Jocks and Socks, as a household name across the nation and globe. Remember that, Jocks and Socks. Cherith Gregg. Cherith's memorable moments at Kent Street involve accidentally breaking almost everything in physics. In 10 years' time, Cherith hopes to be married to a farmer or working as a paramedic. Daniel Hornby. Daniel's favourite memory from school was the 2023 England Cricket Tour. In the future, Daniel hopes to be working as a mechanical engineer. Samantha Hyde. Samantha's most memorable moment at Kent Street was getting her boat licence before her driver's licence. In the future, Samantha hopes to still be going camping at New Year's. Emma Jones. Emma's favourite memory at Kent Street was the Year 11 physics excursion to Adventure World. In 10 years' time, Emma hopes to have finished studying and working somewhere in the medical field. Tessa Lobo-Remsker. Tessa's memorable moment from Kent Street was getting falsely accused of plagiarism 3 times in English because her writing was so impressive and professional. In 10 years' time, Tessa thinks she will still be waiting for One Direction reunion. Nihipura Moyapuma. Nihipura's most memorable moment at Kent Street was making friends. In the future, Nihipura hopes to be making lots of moolah. Aisha Morecambe. Aisha's favourite memory from Kent Street was snorkelling the Ningaloo Reef on the EES camp. In 10 years' time, Aisha sees herself on a giant yacht in the Mediterranean. Billy Morgan. Billy's most memorable moment from Kent Street was his first awkward handshake with Mr. Mackenzie. In 10 years' time, Billy hopes to be doing what he wants to at that time. Afreen Bida Mahi. Afreen's memorable moment at Kent Street was taking photo booth pictures at the school ball. In 10 years' time, Afreen hopes to not be working at IGA. Sanam Nima. Sanam's favourite memory at school was the volleyball tournament. In the future, Sanam sees himself playing volleyball at a national level. Melanie Paris. Melanie's most memorable moments at Kent Street were making friends with the people around her. In 10 years' time, Melanie hopes to be working as a tattoo artist. Ray Putra. Ray's favourite memory at Kent Street was going to school with the self-proclaimed best Dahudian player in OCE. He's actually trash. Those are his words. In the future, Ray hopes to be a rapper even though he can't rap. Jordan Quicken. Jordan's most memorable moment at Kent Street was the 2022 Kim Hughes final win against Bellridge. In the future, Jordan hopes to be playing as a professional sportsman. Michaela Brilovsky. Michaela's favourite memory from school was the late night singing of The Greatest Showman soundtrack with Zara and Mr. Hugo in Brisbane. In 10 years' time, Michaela hopes to be travelling the world, hopefully in Italy somewhere. Jade Ross. Jade's memorable moment at Kent Street was playing basketball in cricket against Hugo, which resulted in Chloe and her beating Hugo. In the future, Jade hopes to be working in the automotive industry. Samiksha Satish. Samiksha's favourite memory from school was when she, Val, Jitali, Shirin, Sophia, with her professional camera, were taking photos of each other in Uni Ready. In 10 years' time, Samiksha sees herself becoming an experienced pharmacist living in another city. Amir Reza Sharifi. Amir's most memorable moment at Kent Street was debating against Mr. Anastasi about whether the entire school, armed with medieval swords, could be 20 Navy SEALs. They couldn't. In the future, Amir hopes to be playing Arc 2 with Vin Diesel. Habib Sarai Banasalam. Habib's favourite memories from Kent Street involve his music classes. In the future, Habib hopes to be reaching beyond success. Mackay Watts. Mackay's most memorable moment at Kent Street was the Year 10 Media Night shoot. In 10 years' time, Mackay hopes to be living the dream. Kyle Woolard. Kyle's memorable moment at Kent Street was disappearing for 4 years and coming back in Year 12. In the future, Kyle hopes to be working offshore in the Navy. Kundan Yotsa. Kundan's favourite memory at school was the time when his whole class skipped a class and went for a drive to the city because of a test. All of them ended up getting rubbish duty. In 10 years' time, Kundan hopes to be playing in the top league for a professional soccer club. Theodore Zitrich. Theodore's most memorable moment at Kent Street was the Year 10 outdoor ed camp. In 10 years' time, Theo will still be wondering about where he will be in 10 years. Thank you.
Ms. Green, please can you come present your homeroom students from 1204.
Rayan Bashir. Rayan's most memorable moment at Kent Street was Mr. Pascoe's economics class. In 10 years' time, Rayan hopes to be travelling the world. Alexander Barnard. Alexander's favourite memory from school was sweating all over the place and nearly passing out while doing the Rasputin at the school ball. In the future, Alexander hopes to be working as a successful filmmaker, screenwriter, maybe finally getting his short story anthology published as well. Sarah Baraney. Sarah's memorable moments at Kent Street were her homeroom group. They were always spilling the tea and laughing. In 10 years' time, Sarah has no idea what she'll be up to. Noah breathes. Noah's favourite memory from Kent Street was the educational physics trip to Adventure World, like many others. In 10 years' time, Noah hopes to still be vibing. Emily Burns. Emily's most memorable moment from Kent Street was the Year 12 ball. In the future, Emily sees herself planning to be on time. Lee Christensen. Lee's favourite memory from Kent Street was playing Monopoly in economics. In 10 years' time, Lee hopes to be working as a data analyst. Sophia Andungo. Sophia's most memorable moment at Kent Street was Miss Rowe's Year 10 HAS class. Sophia hopes to be somewhere overseas with her DSLR camera in the future. Farzad Hashimi. Farzad's favourite memory from Kent Street involved Miss Karen's rants in BME. In 10 years' time, Farzad hopes to finally get off his L-plates. Boton Kaplan. Boton's most memorable moment at Kent Street was debating, like Amir, if the entire school, with medieval swords, could beat 20 Navy SEALs. They can't. Boton hopes to not be in Australia in 10 years' time. Sophie Litherland. Sophie's favourite memory from school was the Year 10 media night shoot. In 10 years' time, Sophie hopes to be alive, breathing and enjoying life. Matthew McTaggart. Matthew's most memorable moment at school was the Bibbulmun Track Year 11 Outdoor Ed Camp. In the future, Matthew sees himself working hard, getting paid and enjoying life. Jaden Marlin. Jaden's favourite memory from school was the UK Cricket Tour 2023. In the future, Jaden hopes to be working as a firefighter. Harvey Nelson. Harvey's most memorable moment at Kent Street was going on the cricket tour to England, and in the future he hopes to be working as an engineer. Valentino Newark. Valentino's favourite memory from school was gossiping with Mrs. Taylor, Mrs. DeFilippo and Magdalene in the vet office. In the future, Valentino hopes to have moved to Europe and be on reality TV. Sav Noble. Sav's most memorable moment from Kent Street was his Year 12 sports class. In 10 years' time, Sav sees himself in the real world, not working 9 to 5. Sonam Norbu. Sonam's favourite memories from school including hanging out with his friends and playing sports. In the future, Sonam hopes to be living in a mansion with a family. Karen Pires. Karen's most memorable moment at Kent Street was the time he lost his Bunnings umbrella on the school bus. In 10 years, Karen sees himself pursuing a career while enjoying new experiences and making lasting memories with friends and family. Deanne Peralta. Deanne's memorable moment at Kent School was crying and cramming the night before, saying, "We're going to fail, this time is different." In the future, Deanne hopes to be surrounded by the people she loves and thriving, of course. Dylan Redcar. Dylan's most memorable moment at Kent Street was the Year 12 England Cricket Tour. In 10 years' time, Dylan hopes to be working in a job that he loves. Eamon Ryan. Eamon's favourite memories from school include the Year 12 ball and the educational physics excursion to Adventure World. In 10 years' time, Eamon sees himself being 28 years old and not in Perth. Yana Shepherd. Yana's most memorable moment from Ken Street involved her falling down the stairs. In the future, Yana hopes to be somewhere colder than Perth. Hattie Show. Hattie's favourite memory from Ken Street was the 2023 school ball. In 10 years' time, Hattie hopes to be a CEO and driving his Spectre Rolls Royce to work. Kambutso's most memorable moment from Ken Street was the Year 11 ATAR Geography Camp. In 10 years' time, Kambutso hopes to have travelled the world and be living in a mansion overlooking the city. Calista Tavaganja. Calista's most memorable moment at Ken Street is finishing Year 12. In the future, Callista hopes to be the president of a different planet. Halsey Zhang. Halsey's favourite memory from Ken Street was going on an educational trip to Adventure World. Very popular, that one. In 10 years' time, Halsey could be anywhere, but it doesn't need to be changed by his imagination.
Mr. Aldridge, please present your homeroom students from 1205.
Thanks, Ab. It's my great pleasure tonight to present to you the students, the wonderful students of 1205. Leyland Bradbury. Leyland's most memorable moment at Ken Street was breaking the Year 10 and 11 high jump records. In 10 years' time, Leyland will be celebrating the 10th anniversary of being asked this question. Sebastian Breskovitz. Sebastian's favourite memory from school was the England cricket tour with all of the guys. In the future, Sebastian hopes to be a fully licensed electrician. Jaden Costanzo. Jaden's favourite memories from Ken Street involve playing pool at Clontarf. In 10 years' time, Jaden hopes to be working in business. Danica Dutton. Danica's most memorable moments from Kent Street involve being in Miss Benson's class. Danica hopes to be starting her own business in beauty in the future. Linda Garland. Linda's favourite memory from Kent Street was her Year 10 science class. In 10 years' time, Linda hopes to have a stable life and a stable job. Angela Gray. Angela's favourite memories from Kent Street involve the outdoor ed camp she went on. Angela hopes to be working as a registered nurse in the future. Akhilesh Gupta. Akhilesh's favourite memories from school involve the cricket camps. In 10 years' time, Akhilesh hopes to have a good full-time job and own a nice house for himself and his family. Zara Hughes. Zara's memorable moments at school were when Mr. Aldridge and Mr. Hugo were there for moral support during takeoffs and landings during the cricket tours. Zara hopes to be spending lots of time with her horses in the future. Jared Jones Ginger. Jared's most memorable moment at Kent Street was the Clontarf camp to Carnarvon. Jared hopes to be working in construction in the future. Taylor King. Taylor's favourite memories from Kent Street involve the outdoor education camps. In 10 years' time, Taylor hopes to be travelling the world. Magdalene Lyle. Magdalene's favourite memories from school were her Year 10 science class. Magdalene hopes to be either working in an aged care home or at daycare in the future. Luke Lipscomb. Luke's most memorable moment at Kent Street involved computer-related shenanigans. In 10 years' time, Luke hopes to be living in a log cabin deep in the Siberian taiga. Jaden Martinez. Jaden's favourite memories from Kent Street include the outdoor camp with the boys. In the future, Jaden hopes to be towing the Malibu with his huge 76 Series Land Cruiser. Jacob Newman. Jacob's most memorable moment at school was getting a 217 score in slope. In 10 years' time, you'll probably find Jacob flipping burgers at Macca's. Zara Nori. Zara's memorable moment from school was when her, Tatiana and Kelzane were trying to skip last period in Year 10 and Mr. Wilkinson yelled at us, "Girls, come back!" In the future, Zara sees herself racing with Tatiana in a Mercedes AMG F1 W14E Performance. Maybe Grace Nuttall. Grace's most memorable moments at Kent Street include anything with Zara Hughes involved. Grace hopes to be living in England, playing sport in the future. Ty O'Connell. Ty's favourite memory from school was trying to jump the aviation fence with Riley and Trent. Ty thinks he'll be still averaging under 10 with a stick in 10 years. Eli Parsons. Eli's most memorable moment at Kent Street was the Year 11 Outdoor Education Bibbleman Track Camp. In 10 years' time, Eli hopes to be working as a qualified carpenter and building his own house. Shaylee Rennie. Shaylee's favourite memories from school involve seeing all her friends at school each day and all the memories in the photography room. Shaylee hopes to have a full-time job and be travelling to random places in the future. Kyle Roach. Kyle's most memorable moment from Kent Street was winning the first 11 final in 2022 against Belridge. In 10 years' time, Kyle sees himself with a full-time job and a fit missus. Marley San Giorgio. Marley's favourite memories from Kent Street are the Year 11 outdoor ed camps. Marley hopes to be living in Europe in the future. Connor Southern. Connor's most memorable moment from school was spending a month in the UK. In the future, Connor sees himself fixing your house lights. Seth Thompson. Seth's memorable moment from Kent Street was the 2023 England Cricket Tour. Seth hopes to be an entrepreneur in the future. Gemma Trinity. Gemma's favourite memories at Kent Street involve her Year 10 netball class. In 10 years' time, Gemma hopes to be healed. Hudson Voss. Hudson's most memorable moment at school was winning the first 11 final at the Wacker. Hudson hopes to be a little bit taller in the future. Stanley Walker. Stanley's favourite memories from school involve the 795 bus rides. In 10 years' time, Stanley hopes to be starting up his own plumbing business. Logan Williams. Logan's memorable moment at Kent Street was the friendly boxing match between Ian and Rico. Logan hopes to be teaching in his own classroom in the future. Ruben Zagugu. Ruben's favourite memory from school involves blasting bass-boosted music in the media room during lunch. In 10 years' time, Ruben hopes to be laying pipes.
Ms. Tyler, could you please present homeroom students from Duke of Edinburgh on behalf of Ms. Rowe?
Kai Carmichael. Kai's favourite part at school was 3 p.m. in the afternoon. In 10 years' time, Kai hopes to be somewhere that isn't Perth. Hashish or Dylan. Hashim's most memorable moment at Kent Street was a nursing lesson in 2022 when the bird flew in and created a class-wide ruckus. Ashidal hopes to be specialising in emergency medicine in the future. Hayley MacArthur. Hayley's favourite memory was the Bunnings excursion with Miss Miller. In 10 years' time, Hayley sees herself making the most of the opportunities she is presented with and making great memories with her friends and family. Joel Padua. Joel's most memorable moment at Kent Street was the first day of Year 7, August the 10th, 2023, and tonight. 10 years from now, Joel hopes to be living the dream, serving the Queen, but anywhere besides Darwin. Elliot Pascoe. Elliot's highlight of high school was destroying Wesley in both the 2022 and 2023 EV Challenge with a custom-built car. In the future, Elliot hopes to be in the organy milieu of technological innovation. Envision him as a proficient engineer orchestrating malefated design paradigms and wielding advanced computation methodologies to ingeniously surmount intricate challenges and catalyst the actualization of groundbreaking solutions that stand at the vanguard of societal progress a full decade hence. I didn't know that's what I signed up for. Liam Crosser. Liam's favourite memory from Kent Street was in Year 10, the aviation hot air balloon project, when Shahir stamped on one of the balloons that was on fire, and Macapaka, Mr. Mackenzie, screamed, "Shahir, out!" 10 years' time from now, Liam will be a pilot working for Qantas. And Yuzi Tin. Z's most memorable moment from Kent Street was having a concert inside. In 10 years' time, Z sees herself being terrified. Now, on to the names I've actually practiced. This is my homeroom, the student counsellors. Jacob Bayros. Jacob's most memorable moment at Kent Street was the educational excursion to Adventure World for Year 11 Physics. In the future, Jacob sees himself as a successful pilot, flying around the world and living his best life. Sylvia Blake-Wade. Sylvia's most memorable moment whilst attending high school was the Year 12 EES Eclipse field trip and the Year 8 core trip with Peter Push Jacob in the Koi Pond. In 10 years' time, Sylvia sees herself licking rocks with Aisha and Sylvester's with Macy. Erin Fernandez. Erin's memorable moment at Kent Street was when Jared spilled water from Mr. Cardinia's fish tank and a teacher slipped over. In the future, Erin hopes to be engaged and working full-time as a paramedic while also volunteering at soup kitchens. Gatali. Gatali's favourite memory from school was Mr. Callier's Year 10 English class. In the future, she hopes to be successful because she likes expensive things. Macy Pondeleaf. Macy's most memorable moment was the Curtis River outdoor ed camp. In 10 years' time, Macy will still be trying to think of an answer to this question. And last but finally not least, Kieran Sylvie. Kieran's favourite memory from Kent Street was Miss Miller's Wellness Wednesdays. In the future, Kieran hopes to still be in school, but as a teacher.
Thank you, homeroom teachers. The highest achiever in each Year 12 course is acknowledged with an award. It is now time to recognise these students. Principal Miss Kate Wilson will announce the top achieving student in each course, and awards will be presented by the respective head of learning area. I now invite Miss Jodie Hawes to the stage to present the Arts and Languages Award.
ATAR Japanese, Caitlin Bennett. General Japanese, Tashirin Yongden Dorji. General Design Photography, Luke Lipscomb. General Media Production and Analysis, Blake Sorensen. General Visual Art, Mary Hall. Certificate 2 in Music, Isaac Wong.
Thank you, Ms. Hawes. I now invite Ms. Jiminy Rogers to the stage to present the English Learning Area Awards.
Vera Clark Award for ATAR English, Emma Jones. General English, Afreen Bidamodi.
Thank you, Ms. Rogers. Mr. Corey Hugo, could you please join us on stage to present the Health and Physical Education Area Awards?
ATAR Health Studies, Yana Shepherd. General Health Studies, Gemma Trinity. General Physical Education Studies, Chloe Ainsworth. General Outdoor Education, Samantha Hyde.
Thank you, Mr. Hugo. Mr. Kenneth Pascoe, could you please join us on stage to present the Humanities and Social Sciences Learning Area Awards?
ATAR Geography, Aisha Morecambe. ATAR Business Management and Enterprise, Emma Jones. General Business Management and Enterprise, Angela Gray. ATAR Economics, Farzan Hashimi. General Career and Enterprise, Jaden Costanzo. General Psychology, Afreen B. Demode.
Thank you, Mr. Pascoe. I now invite Ms. Catherine Rolfe to present the Mathematics Learning Area Awards.
ATAR Mathematics Applications, Aisha Morecambe. ATAR Mathematics Methods, Leah Christensen. General Mathematics Essential, Afreen B. Demode.
Thank you, Ms. Rolfe. Mr. Franco Cardenia, please come to the stage to present the Side Learning Area Awards.
ATAR Human Biology, Emma Jones. General Human Biology, Jade Ross and Afreen B. Demode. ATAR, Earth and Environmental Science, Aisha Morecambe. Cert 4 in Preparation for Health and Nursing Studies, Angela Gray.
The Rod Della Award for ATAR Chemistry will be presented by Mr. Rod Della Vedova. I ask him to join me on the stage now.
Rod Della Award for ATAR Chemistry and ATAR Physics, Harvey Nelson.
Thank you, Mr. Cardinia and Mr. Della Vedova. Mr. Ben Thurston, could you please join us on stage to present the Technologies Learning Area Awards?
General Materials and Design, Metals and General Building and Construction, Timothy Rattenbury. General Materials Design and Technology Wood, Nicholas Bozich. Certificate 2 in Engineering Pathways, Nontapak, Kham Luan. Certificate 2 in Hospitality, Taylor King.
Thank you, Mr. Thurston. I now invite Mr. Timothy Dowd to present the Vocational Education and Training Learning Area Awards.
ATAR, Applied Information Technology, Tessa Lorberemska. General Applied Information Technology, Blake Sorensen. Uni Ready, Chloe Ainsworth. Certificate 3 in Business, Taylor King.
Thank you, Mr. Dowd. We will now take this opportunity to recognize and reward excellence in our specialist program, Aviation and Cricket. I invite Mr. John Mackenzie to present the awards of aviation.
Aviation Most Improved, Harrison Haney. Aviation Ducks, Top Student Achievement, Liam Prosser.
Thank you, Mr. Mackenzie. I now invite Mr. David Aldridge to present the top students in Cert 2 Sports and Recreation, and the Len Pavey Award that was voted on by the Year 12 cricket students. To a peer they think will strive in their future cricket endeavours. This award will also be formally recognized at the cricket graduation.
The Len Pavey Award winner is Chloe Ainsworth. Certificate 2 in Sport and Recreation, Cricket, Mitchell Brooks.
Thank you, Mr. Aldridge, Miss Wilson, and all Head of Learning areas. A huge congratulations to all course award winners. In the 60s, when our guest speaker, David Price, was at Kent Street, he was the shortest student in the school. Nothing much has changed. He has turned being short to his advantage, as he has had to work harder to make himself appear tall in the eyes of others. He learned through trial and error the best techniques to achieve this. He is now an international professional speaker and confidence coach who helps other people walk tall. I now invite Mr. David Price to the podium.
a.m. April 25th, 1964. 59 years ago. Yep, I'm old. But before I tell you about that, I need to tell you something else about the year before, 1963. 60 years ago. I was at East Victoria Park Primary School. How many of you were from East Victoria Park? Oh, you stand out so obviously. You are just wonderful people, as are your peers. In 1963, I was in grade 4. My teacher's name was Mr. Standish, and he walked in one day and he said, "They're starting a school band. Is anyone interested?" And so, I really don't know what made me put my hand up, but I did. So I went to the band. Now there, I was given an instrument. It was a cornet, the smallest instrument there was, but it was almost as big as me. Now for those of you who don't know what a cornet is, if you imagine a trumpet and take a third of it That's a cornet. It's a small-sized trumpet. And I played the cornet in the band. Now, there was a solo cornet. That was the best player. That was Margaret Fenn. I'll tell you about her in a minute. That wasn't me. Then there was the first cornet. That was the second best player. Wasn't me. Then there was the third cornet. Wasn't me. And then there was the fourth cornet. And that was me. Because we played the least, and we played the least important parts. Now when I say played, I sort of knew how to hold the cornet, and I had been taught to read music. But I wasn't very confident, and so I never actually blew. I just pretended. I held the cornet up and I pretended. And it was terrifying because sometimes the bandmaster, who was a very big man, would come and put his ear next to the instrument, and I had to blow then. But it worried me greatly. It made me very, very nervous. Now back to April 25th, 1964. It was a Saturday, and it was the Anzac Day parade, and the band had been invited to march in the Anzac Day parade. Now, one of the other kids had a father who was an ex-drum major, sergeant major in the British military. And so he was a very tall, very thin, very pompous man and very scary. And he taught us to march. And we marched round and round the playground at East Victoria Park Primary School on Saturday mornings with him teaching us to march. And here we were on Anzac Day, 1964. Now, one of the things that was significant about this was that all the other kids in the band had longer legs than me. And so when they marched, they'd keep in time reasonably well. But I couldn't. And so my challenge was not only to pretend not to play, but also to keep in time, and also to keep in step, and also to watch the drum major, who's that guy at the front of a band who has the big baton that he throws around, because that sends signals of when you're supposed to start and stop. But that's not all, because on a cornet, and in most brass instruments, if it was a brass band, there's a thing called a lyre, L-Y-R-E. And it's called that because it looks like a lyre bird with the wings. And the lyre fits onto the cornet in my situation, and you clip the music on. So not only did I have to keep in time, try and pretend to play, watch the drum major, but I also had to change the music with one hand, because you've got to hold the cornet with the other hand. And so here I was, marching down St George's Terrace. I remember it distinctly. What I didn't know was that we were going to turn into William Street. And William Street is a hill. And so we turned around and we went down that hill. So that simply added to the challenge. Now, you wonder, why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because in that Year 4 class with Mr Standish, and he said, who wants to join the band? I saw it as an opportunity. And it was the first opportunity in my life that I remember grabbing. Now, I wasn't very good in the band, but that didn't matter, because that band got invited to go all over the place. We went to a music festival in Adelaide. We went and played down in Denmark when they opened the music shell on the other side of the river. We went everywhere. It was great fun. And so it was an opportunity that I grabbed, and I'm glad I grabbed. The next opportunity came when I was at Kent Street, 1967. We called it first year then. I was in class 45, and my form teacher, what you now call your homeroom teacher, was Mr Parker, a lovely man. There were 5 500 first years then, and the Kent Street School population was 2,193, almost double what it is now. It was huge. I think it was the biggest high school in the state, but I don't know that, but it was certainly very large. There were 8 periods in every day back then, 5 before lunch and 3 after lunch. Mr. Parker walked in one day in period 5, and he said, the year 12s, or in those days the 5th years, are putting on a play, Happiest Days of Your Life, and they need someone, a kid, to play the role of a kid. And so something made me put my hand up, and I ended up playing the role of a character called Hopcroft. Hopcroft had a huge part. I think I said 3 lines in the entire play. But it did show me that I had just a vague interest and enjoyment in being on a stage. And I was in first year high school. It was the second opportunity that I grabbed and I ran with. The third opportunity came in 5th year. That was for me 1971. And some of you will relate to this one because the Victoria Park Rotary Club came to the school and ran a session because they wanted to start an Interact Club. And I know there is still an Interact Club in the school. But you are looking right now at the foundation president of the Interact Club at Kent Street Senior High School. Because at that session they said, we need someone to be president. I don't actually remember putting up my hand, but I think someone else put it up for me, and I ended up being the president of the Interact Club, the foundation president. And we did all sorts of things to raise money. One day we held a slave auction, and we auctioned the teachers who were willing to be auctioned, I hasten to add. And there was a good number. And I also remember, I don't know why you remember silly little things, but I remember we raised $33.18. I don't remember why I remember that, but I do. But I can tell you in those days, that was a pretty good haul, particularly for the teachers who now had to carry kids' books around and so on for a period here and there and become the slaves. Now, that was the third opportunity, and I noticed from the screen and some... that, as I was saying, that there were some Duke of Edinburgh students coming up. Well, you may be interested to know the Duke of Edinburgh's award went way back then. And I ended up having the Gold Duke of Edinburgh's award, which was presented to me by the Duke of Edinburgh. Let's see. It was presented at Beatty Park, but that's another story. Now, so I've told you about 3 opportunities. We've got an opportunity for you tonight because I want to introduce that someone was or is, should I say, never had this happen before. That person is the current president of Kentians. Kentians is past students and staff of Kent Street. His name's John Ayling, and he's sitting in the front row. And I'm going to get him to just stand up. I warned him he was going to be involved, but I didn't tell him how. Now you'll notice that, like me, he is a short guy. That's your bit of fame, John. You can sit down now, thank you. Now, the reason that I've asked John to stand up is because, as president of the Kentians, he's come up with a great idea, and it is this. Every one of you, the class of 23, are getting a free membership to the Kentian Society for 5 years. And you may wonder, well, so what? Here's the so what. I want you to look around, just among yourselves, not everyone else, look around. Can you predict where each of you will be? Now, I know you all said, and it was said on the screen, what you were going to be doing in 10 years, but it's really interesting to look back and find out where people are and where they were. So what John has organised with the Kentians is that and I'm also one of the Kentians, I'm his Vice President. Actually, let me tell you a little story about young Mr. Ailing over here. You see, when we were at school, we were in 4th and 5th year together, because John had come from Kewdale High School, which didn't have year in 11 and 12 then. And John and I were what today you call besties. We just hung out together everywhere. But as you saw, he's a tall dude, and so the teachers used to call us the long and the short of it. So if we would be walking along, we'd hear teachers say, oh, here come the long and the short of it. I'll leave it to you to understand which one was which. But back to what John has done. We're going to organise for you a reunion after about 6 months, so around July, August next year. And while you might think, well, that's not really important, I can guarantee you when August or July comes next year, you'll be really interested to know where all the rest of the people are. They may not be where they think they're going to be now. But beyond that, it's going to get more interesting. The Kentians is also going to organise a reunion for you after a year or 2 years, we'll decide. But in order to do that, we need you to do something. And that brings me back to my theme tonight. The school can't give us your email addresses because of the privacy. But you can. And in your presentation folders, you have a letter that invites you to go to the Kentians website and register as a member, a free member. And if you do that, we're going to be able to stay in touch with you. And we're going to let you know when those reunions are going to be held. Now, why have I built that into my presentation? Here's the reason. It's an opportunity for you. You don't know where you're going to be in 5 years, 10 years, or in 60 years' time. John and I were besties at school, but we haven't seen each other since 1971 until March of this year. The same thing will happen to you. So keep in touch, but look for opportunities that come your way. Some of those opportunities you'll recognise as an opportunity. Some of them you won't recognise at all. But here comes the most important bit for you as you go on from year 12 into life. And that is, wherever you end up, it will be a result of the choices that you make. So you need to look at the opportunities and then you need to make choices. It is those choices that will determine your path. It is the choices that will determine your future. But it's not just that. It goes one step further, and it's this. You need to take action. So you need to look for the opportunities, you need to make the choices, and you need to take some action. Let me tell you about some famous Kent Street students who have recognised opportunities, who have made choices and have taken action. There's Margaret Fenn, who I mentioned before. Margaret Fenn was in the school band. She went on to become the world champion cornet player. Today, she is the mayor of the city of Kalamunda. There's Alan Thomas. Alan Thomas went on to become the Australian ambassador to Brazil, to become the Australian ambassador to China, to become the Australian ambassador to Belgium, Luxembourg, European Union and NATO. There's Rod Marsh, who went on to do amazing things in cricket. There's Margaret Burville, who you've probably never heard of, but she was a famous Olympian. And there's a huge list of people from Kent Street who have gone on, taken opportunities, recognised them, made choices and taken action. And that's my message to you tonight. You've all made a decision, you've already made a choice, probably most of you. When you've finished your exams or when you've finished whatever else is left for the year, Some of you are going to go on to uni. Some of you will go to TAFE. Some of you are going to go and work, get a job. Some of you are going to take a gap year. Gap years didn't exist in my time, wish they did. But it doesn't matter what you do. As you begin your journey, opportunities are going to come your way faster than you can imagine. Some of them you won't even recognise. My message is, look for the opportunities. Make choices and take some action. If you take nothing else away with you tonight, take this message. Make good choices.
Stage to accept this small token as a thank you for sharing your story with us tonight. The role of head boy and head girl carries both honour and responsibility. To deliver their final address in this role, I asked Jacob Babros and Sylvia Blakeway to the podium to deliver their head boy and head girl address.
Thank you, Monique. Good evening, everyone. A warm welcome to our special guests, parents and guardians, family and friends, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2023. We thank you for attending and being a part of this very special ceremony, the 2023 presentation evening. Picture this. It's the first day of Year 7. You're about half as tall as you are now, with chubby cheeks, a bad haircut, and backpacks that weigh twice as much as you do. You just left the house where your parents had spent what was supposed to be 10 minutes taking first day of high school pictures while holding back tears. They took you to school and started crying as they waved goodbye, and you said, "Mum, quit it, you're embarrassing me." You met your homeroom teacher and the cohort you were to spend the next 6 years with. We had our first everything. First day, first classes, first lightning carnival, then it was our first athletics carnival where Chloe outshone us all. Our first graduation assembly, and we thought, this is taking forever, and now that it's ours, we wish you had more time. Year 8, the easiest year at school for sure. We navigated friend groups, growing into teenagers, and made tons of memories, including Peter pushing little Jacob Booth into the koi pond on the core Kalgoorlie camp, and Mr. Lyons' science rap about rocks.
Year 9, when we started to become quite the emotional bunch, crying over the love of my life leaving me forever, and my best friend talking smack behind my back. We bonded over being Mrs. Green Hewitt's villainous sausages and listening to Mrs. Colopy's fascinating life stories. Year 10 rolled around, and we noticed how far we'd moved towards the back of the gym. We became Mrs. Gibson's turkeys, bozos and rat bags that didn't finish homework, and who couldn't do algebra that a cat could do with ease. This was the year that we decided we could fool the teachers into thinking we'd spent hours on our assessments, which we actually did the night before, obviously training for ATAR. Year 11 was dreaded by most, as we embarked on the 2 years of ATAR, while the lucky general students laughed at our pain. We jumped at our reflections in windows, as we kept forgetting we were now the ones in white t-shirts. While the ATAR studied hard, the general and TAFE students enjoyed actually having spare time, while we jealously watched them woodworking and metalworking, having the time of their lives. Year 12. Where do we begin? The year everyone seems to decide that the whole cohort will get closer together. The year our parents, sons and daughters eventually started to become adults. We flooded the school with our amazing red leavers jackets and realised, oh man, we're actually leavers. We laughed as we thought how funny we all looked in gowns and sashes, taking our graduation photos. Not so funny anymore, as we had to decide what to do with our lives.
And now we've reached the night we've all been waiting for. We've journeyed through the year as individuals and as a cohort, through not only the highs, but also the lows. And now our high school journey has not nearly ended, but it has come to an end. We have finally crossed the finish line and have successfully endured what seemed like the never-ending years of our lives. As a cohort, we have braved and overcome the struggles of high school. We've created friendships and bonds that I'm sure will last a lifetime. It'll be weird not having to repeat the same routine every school day. I'll honestly miss so much about school. Maybe others will only be glad to go, but I'll sure miss Cardiff's absurd consequences for being late to class, the incredible field trips and tours, and our Earth Science Mum movie. And although the good old Kent Street bus that can't complete a single field trip without mishap will be something to remember, I'm sure we'll all be glad to leave it behind.
Caitlin's rambunctious remarks and methods, and Liam's struggle to remember integration. Mr. Conley's sarcastic comebacks, and Emma's realisation that objects do indeed travel faster than the speed of light. Our bickering about English being the most boring subject with our teachers, while they continue to turn up as our bright and colourful English teachers, both literally and metaphorically. We mustn't forget Tim Rambury slicing his leg open after walking into an unfinished trolley, giving many teachers quite the heart attack. Mr. Verco lying about the number of hills and walking trails and outdoor ed camps, and Ms. Miller making us do push-ups, sit-ups, planks, or other forms of physical activity whenever we misbehaved. We have had so many great memories over the years, and experiences that will surely last a lifetime. Our school ball and river cruise were events that will be forever treasured in our hearts, and were times where we could have a blast with our friends. No doubt Year 12, although we may never regret it, was one of the most memorable years of our lives.
So, here we are, having had our last everything. Last day, last classes, and now, the last time we gather as a cohort, dressed in gowns and sashes. I'm sure all the parents and guardians in the room took thousands of photos of us, just as they did on that first day of Year 7, definitely holding back tears this time. Your chubby-cheeked kids are all grown up. We thank all the parents and guardians for all the support they've given us, getting us to where we are today. So, as we conclude this final address, we wish all the general students the best of luck on their future endeavours and hope their next stage of life's journey is both exciting and fulfilling. For all the ATAR students, I'm sure that they're dreading the upcoming WACE exams, but are grateful to have reached this point to begin with, as am I. We wish them the best of luck for the exams, and always remember, these results don't define you as a person. Thank you very much. Congratulations, class of 2023. It has been an absolute honour and pleasure to have been your head girl and head boy this year. We would now like to take this opportunity to thank some special people on behalf of the graduating class. Despite her absence, we would like to firstly thank Miss Rachel, the Senior School Deputy Principal, who cares so deeply about each and every one of the Year 12 students. Miss Rachel puts in so much time and effort into ensuring that each Year 12 student achieves success, and her hard work never goes unnoticed. Thank you, Miss Rachel.
We would also like to thank Ms. Wilson, Principal of Kent Street Senior High School, and we welcome her to join us on the stage. Ms. Wilson is such a valuable asset to our school and surrounding community, and like Ms. Rachel, Ms. Wilson works tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure that everything runs smoothly. I'm sure the Year 12s will fondly remember her sunny disposition and the conversation we have had with her over the year, and all the events she shared and celebrated with us over this year. Thank you, Ms. Wilson. We would also like to sincerely thank Ms. Miller, the Year 12 Care Coordinator, and we welcome her to the stage. Ms. Miller has done so much for us over these 2 years. She continually and consistently works to ensure that we all cross the finish line successfully, allowing for us to sit before you all today. Her hard work makes events like the ball, the river cruise and the presentation evening the smashing successes that they are, and her warm, bubbly and caring personality will surely be missed. Thank you, Ms. Miller. And of course, we must not forget to thank Ms. Tyler and the Student Council, who worked tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure that this evening ran smoothly. Some of the student councillors gave up valuable class time, while almost all gave up their afternoon and evening to finish setting up and to assist with pack-up. We truly appreciate all your hard work and effort, not just for tonight's ceremony, but for all that you've done over the course of this year. Events like these truly could not happen without selfless young leaders such as yourselves. Thank you, Ms. Tyler and the Student Council.
Thank you, Jacob and Sylvie. It is now time for the presentation of the special awards. Mr. Craig Lynch, could you please make your way up on stage? The AIG Geosciences Award will be presented by Ms. Susie Obernack, member of the Australian Institute of Geosciences, Western Australia.
The Australian Institute of Geosciences Award acknowledges the outstanding achievement of recipients in the ATAR Earth and Environmental Science course, in conjunction with recognising their aspiration to pursue a pathway in geoscience. This is the 17th year that this award has been presented to graduates of Kent Street Senior High School. The organisation would like to congratulate and welcome to the 2023 AIG Award recipients, Sylvia Blakeway and Aisha Morecambe.
Congratulations, Sylvia and Aisha. The Teresa McCall Award will be presented by Ms. Jodie Halls, Head of Learning Area Arts and Languages.
The Teresa McCall Award is presented to a student who demonstrated a commitment to studies within the arts learning area outside of school time to capture school events, and played the inaugural role in the start-up of a media team. The winner of the 2023 Teresa McCall Arts Award is Luke Lipscomb.
Thank you, Ms. Halls. Congrats, Steve. The Molly Denham Award will be presented by Mr. Corey Hugo, Head of Learning Area Health and Physical Education.
The Molly Denham Award recognises a student who has shown a commitment to school sports, participating in school and inter-school competitions and assisting in these and other sporting events. The winner of this award is Connor Southam.
Thank you, Mr. Giger, and congrats, Honor. The Kent Street PNC Award for School Service will be presented by Ms. Sayan Tenjoli, President of Kent Street Senior High School PNC.
This award recognises a young person who dedicates their time in service of our school community. The winner of the PNC Award for School Service is Erin Fernandez.
Thank you, Ms. Tenderly, and congrats, Erin. The Hannah Beasley Award for Leadership will be presented by Ms. Hannah Beasley, MLA.
This award recognises a young person who readily avails themselves to assist others in the school community through a number of events. The winner of the Hannah Beasley Award for Leadership is Sylvia Blakeway.
Thank you, Ms. Beasley, and congratulations, Sylvia. The Town of Victoria Park Quiet Achiever Award will be presented by Mayor Karen Verlin.
This award recognises a young person who does not seek the spotlight, but works diligently, maintaining a determined attitude and achieves consistently pleasing results. The winner of the Catherine O'Neill Quiet Achiever Award is Chloe Ainsworth. Mr Aldridge, as cricket coordinator, could you please come to accept this award on Chloe's behalf? And I should add that Chloe is currently playing for the Scorchers and scored a wicket in her first over. Amazing. I'll update that, 2 wickets and a catch.
Thank you, Mayor Karen Vernon, and congratulations, Mr. Aldridge. The Indigenous Endeavour Award will be presented by Mr. Hayden Schloit, Kent Street Clontarf Academy.
The winner of the Indigenous Endeavour Award is a persistent, dedicated and diligent student who has embraced the many opportunities presented to them. The winner of the Indigenous Endeavour Award is Jaden Costanzo.
Thank you, Mrs. Floyd, and well done, David. The Kentian Scholarship Foundation Award for Courage will be presented by Mr. John Ailing, Kentian Society Chairperson.
This award honours our school motto, courage. The winner of this award is a student who demonstrated the ability to maintain focus on their studies and continue on their chosen path despite or overcoming obstacles placed in their way. The winner of the Kentian Society Scholarship Foundation Award for Courage is Luke Lipscomb.
Thank you, Mr. Ailing, and congratulations to you. The Ampol All-Rounder Award will be presented by Ms. Kate Wilson, Principal, Kent Street High School.
The Ampol All-Rounder is a national award presented to a student who demonstrates a high standard across a range of academic and sporting pursuits, as well as demonstrating a commitment to work as part of a team to achieve desired goals. The winner of the Ampol All-Rounder Award is Mitchell Brooks.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson, and congratulations, Mitchell. The Australian Defence Force Long Tan Award for Leadership and Teamwork will also be presented by Ms. Kate Wilson.
This award recognises a young person who has demonstrated outstanding leadership and teamwork. It is also fitting to the Long Tan veterans, as their very traits that they demonstrated, such as determination, mateship, teamwork, tenacity, compassion and leadership, are the same attributes we hope to encourage and recognise in students. The winner of the Australian Defence Force Long Tan Award is Jacob Bayros.
Congratulations, Jacob. Ms. Wilson will also present the Principal's Award and Curtin Education Community Medal.
This award is accompanied by the Curtin Education Community Medal, and it recognises the qualities of persistence and endeavour to achieve to a high academic standard. Please join me in congratulating this year's recipient, Harvey Nelson.
Congratulations, Harvey. Mr. Timothy Dowd, please join Ms. Kate Wilson on stage to present the Vocational Education and Training Ducks Award.
The name of the winner of the Vet Ducks Award will be added to the honour board located in the school's administration building. The winner of this award is a student who has studied a general pathway, including the completion of a Cert 4 preparation for nursing and health studies, a Cert 3 in business, and a Cert 2 hospitality. This student completed 35 hours of block work placement in Year 12 and maintained excellent grades in their curriculum subjects. I'm delighted to announce that the winner of the 2023 Vocational Education Training Ducks is Taylor King.
Thank you, Mr. Dowd, and congratulations, Taylor. The General Ducks Award will be presented by Ms. Kate Wilson.
The name of the winner of the General Ducks Award will be added to the honour board located in the school's administration building. The winner of this award is a student who has achieved the highest grades across their general courses. The winner of the General Ducks Award is Afreen Bida Mole.
Congratulations, Afreen. The ATAR Ducks Award will also be presented by Ms. Kate Wilson.
The name of the winner of the ATAR Ducks Award will also be added to the honour board located in the school's administration building. The winner of this award is a student who has achieved the highest ATAR based on the final Year 12 results. Please join me in congratulating this year's ATAR Ducks, Emma Jones.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson and Mr. Lynch, and congratulations to Emma on a huge achievement. That concludes the presentation of awards. I now call upon Ms. Miller to come to the podium to deliver her farewell address to the class of 2023.
Drink you spilled all over me. Lovers spit left on repeat. My mom and dad let me stay home. It drives you crazy getting old. We can talk it so good, we can make it so divine. We can talk it good, how you wish it would be all the time. The drink you spill all over me, lovers spit left on repeat. Mom and dad let me stay home, it drives you crazy getting home. The drink you spill all over me, lovers spit left on repeat. Mom and dad let me stay home, it drives you crazy getting home. This dream isn't feeling sweet. We're reeling through the midnight streets, and I've never felt more alone. It feels so scary getting old. We can talk it so good, we can make it so divine. We can talk it good, how you wish it would be all the time. This dream isn't feeling sweet, we're reeling through the midnight streets, and I've never felt more alone. It feels so scary getting old. This dream isn't feeling sweet, we're reeling through the midnight streets, and I've never felt more alone. It feels so scary getting old. It's not enough to feel the light. I want it back, I want it back. You're the only friend I need. We share beds like little kids, and laugh until our ribs get tough. But that will never be enough. You're the only friend I need. We share beds like little kids, and laugh until our ribs get tough. But that will never be enough. 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 That will never be enough.
Opposite.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
All right, give her a bit of, give it some throttle. Oh. All right, give it some throttle. Oh. All right, now turn that way. Turn that way.
Oh, shit.
All right, now give it some beans. Let her have it. She is gone. Yep. For it. Oh.
Yeah, she actually gave him some beans down
Yeah.
there. I was scared she was
Oh,
gonna
she's
get
still
death.
going.
I was scared about the death wobbles.
Elliot Pascoe, I'll talk to you later. There were no children hurt in the making of that. I don't know how much Mr Thurston paid my stand-in, but I think she did a good job. That actually goes to show some of the fun that we have, but we do actually do stuff in the classrooms as well. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate all those course award winners, top students and the special awards winners. It just goes to show how talented our students are. And if you think Matt McTaggart, Pranavan, Eli, Tyson, that you're going to not get a mention for winning the award for the most number of litter detentions for lateness, crashed and burned. Ray Putra, don't think flying under the radar and being quiet means your name won't be called out. It got done. So I'm glad you got an insight into some of the things that our students get up to. We do have some superstars in our midst, and obviously Chloe not only is taking wickets for the Scorchers, she actually has a bit of a talent for taking photos, especially when the teacher leaves her phone in her office or in the classroom, and there's Macy Plenderlith and Tessa Lorenska and some of those other notables like the Crazy Iranians, Hannah and Lara, and who else was in that class last year of mine. So I'd get home and open my phone and there'd be photos of all of these horrible tongues and eyes and fingers up noses and yep. Anyway, we do work in our classrooms, Miss Wilson, I promise. I need to mention our successful volleyball boys team. They won the schools comp this year. Our cricketing heroes, including Connor, Seb, Stanley, Hayley MacArthur's consistent cheerleading, and there's another star trying to fly under the radar. But when you're about to represent the state for School Sport WA, you do get named. So Aisha Morecambe, don't think your brother's a superstar, you are too. And I didn't break a promise. I promised your mum and dad I would. And they're higher order than you. So everyone, give Aisha a round of applause. It was a hotly contested all-rounder vote, I can assure you. Now, the next thing I need to say here, because I've lost my way, is that I need to thank my fine colleagues. And my fine colleagues absolutely go above and beyond in supporting their students. We run Homework Hub, thank you Mr Mackenzie and Miss White, who isn't here but needs to be mentioned. They give up every week hours their time. She is here. Sorry, Barb. Apologies. I've been a tad busy. I didn't notice you there. Lots of staff, absolutely, including, and I hate to say this, Mr. Hasco, as well as Masco, in terms of lifting things, putting things away, doing things, providing opportunities. The camps that went over holidays, like Miss Booth's EES camp, and once again I apologise on behalf of everyone, or all of our staff members, to the students that, like me, had to endure across the campsite. Mr. Mackenzie's snoring, but you know, I think Sylvia would agree, and so would Aisha, that the snorkelling at Ningley was amazing, and we will do that scuba trip straight after your exams. So while some of you have finished, some of you still have 8-hour exams to go, and that mountain of secondary school has stopped now. You've climbed it, you've done it, well done. Kudos to you all. Absolute kudos. But there's another higher mountain, and it's not on the horizon tide. You're going to catch flies there, my friend. It's actually just in the distance, and it's called The Rest of Your Life. And I don't want to be a cliche, but Matt McTaggart, get on that plane on Monday, get to Kalgoorlie and get on with it. Don't any of you let that critic in your mind stop you from achieving anything, because there's so much talent in this room, it's amazing. There are so many lines on my face because of Ashley Clune, Emily Ward and Karina Luce, and they all made it. But yes, I will call you out, and thank you so much for you girls for actually pushing through. But geez, you owe me a beautician's visit, I tell you. Really, is there anything more? Yes, thank you to our heads, Sylvia and Jacob. They couldn't have been better leaders and ambassadors for this cohort. Please give your heads a round of applause. They have done so much work for so many years. They have been at this presentation night for the last 5 years in all these other roles. So the fact that you've both won special awards really makes my heart sing. Now, I think, like your parents, we've done pretty well. Not as well as we did the time last year, but I'm not going to dribble on any more ties. Stop going to sleep. And you didn't fit my skirt well on Wednesday. I've had 3 big days, final day Wednesday, school assembly yesterday, and then tonight. And I've rehearsed today, they're probably tired, they probably want to party. No, Emily, I'm not throwing afters. Lara, don't look worried. Thank you again to Daniel Hornsby, Jaden Martinez for all your extra help today with moving stuff as well. So on that note, Miss Tyler, before I do, our office staff, our ed support assistants, our gardeners, all of those people make days and nights like the last 3 happen. So please, for all our support staff, round of applause from you people. Good girl, Sophie. Aren't you lucky you don't have to go into that classroom again? Congratulations, class of 2023.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes the formal part of this evening's proceedings. Ms. Miller will now lead the Year 12 students on their farewell march. Please stand to farewell the departing students, after which I invite you to exit to the area directly behind the stage, where there will be an opportunity for photos prior to departure. Thank you for your attendance at this special evening for the Kent Street Senior High School class of 2023.